A misty, murky start across the south, drier and brighter further north, but the outlook turning very stormy. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up on Good Morning Britain.
I can imagine that you felt a little stormy yesterday watching President Trump
and listening intently to hear what he would say, and I guess the hope that he maybe wouldn't sign to withdraw from the Paris Agreement, which he did do overnight. And obviously the Paris Agreement is an agreement between countries to say we will do everything we can to reduce our emissions to keep temperatures below 1.5 degrees. And now that he's pulled out and he wants to drill, he wants to take away the wind turbines and take away all of the electric in. But Biden also was very clever. He put in lots of money to Republican states for lots of green energy, producing lots of green jobs. So when he tries to take away some of these, it might be very difficult for him to do so because the jobs are really important to Americans. But actually half of the governors in America are still saying they're going to meet the commitments to reduce their emissions. So while it does seem on the face of it like a really bad thing, the rest of the world are being asked to step up. Still, where everybody's going to be putting in new commitments to reduce their emissions, there will still be a lot of pressure from the rest of the world on America. And green energy is a big way to reduce energy prices, which is what he says he will do.
And it's important to remember that there's quite a gulf between...
But then there are still governors with each state who can do their own thing. So I don't think it's as bad as people might think.
But storms for us?
Stormy, here's the details. So, of course, yesterday the inauguration was inside because there's this Arctic blast across America. As far south as Texas, they're seeing snowfall. And this is going to move across the Atlantic, hitting the jet stream, strengthening it rapidly to 250 miles an hour. Let me tell you, that is strong. And it deepens this low pressure midweek, and it will rapidly head towards the UK. The isobars close together, and where the storm sits is key to where the worst weather is set to be. So let me take you through some scenarios. 70% chance it will head to the northwest of the UK, with the worst weather being in the far northwest. But there is a chance it could track much further south, and that means more of the country, more populated areas, will see these stormy conditions. So that is what we are watching. But there's a very tiny chance it stays way to the northwest, and actually it won't be that bad. So it's one we are watching closely, and it could become named. But for this morning, it's definitely the calm before that storm. It is foggy through southern areas. That fog will lift. It's the best of any sunshine for Scotland and Northern Ireland. There's still this band of rain through northern England and North Wales, where it's cloudy, dull and damp. So Andy is there in the sunshine, projecting his voice, telling us about all of that beautiful money. The sunshine there is for everybody. It's short supply as we head right across Europe, where conditions are very cold at the moment. And for us in the UK, you can take off 10 degrees for our top temperature today. Here's how it looks. We still have this wet and windy weather coming at the end of the week. But for today, mist and fog, much like we had yesterday, that will then clear, and still that band of rain sitting through central areas. So northern England, North Wales, this cloudy zone here was there all day yesterday, and it'll be there all day today. To the north of it, some decent spells of sunshine, a few showers across the far northwest of Scotland, and for southern areas for England and Wales, it's pretty overcast. There's mist, there's fog, that will clear through the morning. But temperatures really struggle to recover. We're looking at 6 or 7 degrees through southern areas, 7, maybe 8 degrees at best across the far north. So we're sitting around about maybe a little below average, but there is big change coming. So let's take a look at our 7-day outlook. So high pressure is dominating. It keeps weather fronts at bay, but a big area of low pressure comes for the end of the week. And this is what happens. First off, temperature-wise, we sit around about average, but it turns much milder as this stormy weather looks set to arrive. Percentage chance of rainfall will largely dry across the north for today and tomorrow. But as our weather front moves in through Thursday and Friday, the rain turns heavy, and then it's unsettled with showers as we head through the weekend. Fortunes further south for England and Wales as we head through the next 7 days. Again, looking at our temperatures compared to where they should be for the time of year. So fairly cool today, but it does turn milder as the Atlantic battles back, bringing these weather fronts through the weekend. And it's particularly Thursday into Friday, we see this stormy weather arriving. Potentially, we could have our next named storm from the Met Office, so we're watching out for that. So largely dry day tomorrow. Thursday, Friday is when it turns very wet and very windy. And once this wet and windy weather arrives, it stays with us all weekend. So the outlook turns milder, wetter and windier for all of us by this weekend.